What's a happening, YouTube? Godot Studios here, back with another video. And if you're not familiar with the channel, I'm a 90% Unreal Engine channel. However, I've recently been working on Godot stuff. If you haven't already, consider joining the Godot Studios Discord. We're filled with Unity, Godot, and Unreal Engine devs, and we'd love to have you. I'll go ahead and get the like and subscribe request out of the way, but yeah, we're going to be talking about the Community VR template. It's open source. It's free for anyone to use. There's a lot of features that have gone into this. I have a full playlist here of tutorials on how to vibe code with it, get started with Copilot, how to use VS Code, you know, a ton of content here to get you kind of started and on your journey. We'll talk a little bit about the repo. Everything's here. Shorty's been making some commits. I've had some feedback and suggestions from other Discord members. Shout out to Janky. But a lot of projects have kind of spawned up and started using this as a base. Yeah, huge shout out to Bastion and those over there working with XR on the back end of Godot. Just want to get that out of the way too and show some love over there. Godot Discord has been amazing resource for kind of picking this up and running with it. Anyway, enough talk about the repo and the changes. One of the issues opened was after the full body VR IK system went in, which that's what the previous video covered. When you started up, the system was trying to detect whether or not you were standing or whether or not you were sitting, and it would adjust the HMD height and do some things for you kind of out of the box. But that resulted in the IK system math that was being performed based on HMD height to kind of act a little wonky. So what it really needed was a proper seating mode detection and the ability to toggle that at runtime like anybody would want. So enough with the talk. I'm going to just jump right in. I do want to say that this is a highly modular system. So both of these are full-blown, composition coded. So you can pull them out and put them into whatever project as long as, you basically support the base class here, which is just Node. And you'll also need an XR origin. So, obviously that's a dependency for this to work. But your character doesn't need the locomotion or the IK component. It's essentially an add-on to your class, but it's using composition instead of inheritance in that way. But yeah, enough talk on this. Let's go ahead and pop over to this scene. I'm going to get my headset on, so forgive me for all of the shuffle as I get this mic down below my neck. And we'll get this scene started up so I can show you what this looks like. Let's go ahead and hit play. So yeah, before when we would start up sitting, your headset would be adjusted. It would try to detect that you were seated, and your head would end up being in your waist, in your hips. Now it tracks you properly from a seating position. I just stood up in real life, but say you want a seat or place seated. If you press T, you can toggle the seated mode, and you'll see, that it adjusts you relative in your space. And if you lean over or whatever, the IK system is still going to follow you relatively. And you can kind of slap your debug guy around and do little dances with him and have fun. But yeah, this is pretty much it. This is the latest update. It's pretty stable. I have tested it on standalone Quest 2 and Quest 3, and this room performs fairly well. So until next time, remember to hit that like and subscribe. Consider joining the Godot Studios family. Happy developing. Toodles.